What's up guys? We're back again with the best log bait deck in Clash Royale that doesn't need to use any of the new cards to win. Even though Goblin Barrel got a nerf, this deck feels super strong. It's easy to overwhelm your opponents by stacking up Dark Goblins, Goblin Barrels, and Skeleton Barrels on all sides. And if they get frustrated and decide to spam into you, you're gonna get a ton of value with your Skeleton Army or Valkyrie. This log bait spam deck is used to having Princess, but since everyone has Mother Witch and a whole bunch of annoying Fireball bait cards, you kinda need Fireball. Without Fireball, if your opponent Mother Witches on top of your Skeleton Army or Skeleton Barrel, you're probably just gonna lose the game. And now on offense with your double barrels, you can quickly remove or bounce your opponent's units away with your Fireball to get extra value. Out of all the top ladder log bait decks that I've tested, this is the one that works the best. So let's go jump straight some games and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. Thanks to Stumble Guys for sponsoring today's video. Stumble Guys is a multiplayer party game for players of all ages. Players run, jump, stumble, and play through matches with 31 other players to qualify for the next round. Qualify for all 3 rounds, earn gems, XP, and a pretty hyped up victory crown when you manage to beat everyone. Customize your Stumbler with various skins. My favorite skins are the German Lion and Italy Troll skin. Earn free daily spins at the reward wheel and activate Stumble Pass rewards by earning stars by completing game rounds. Show off emotes and even use special ones to get an edge in your race while playing in a lobby full of friends around the world in the fast-paced, fun-packed experience of Stumble Guys. Stumble Guys is available in over 16 different languages so everyone around the world can play. You can download on Steam, Google Play, or the App Store. Stumble Guys is one of my favorite free-to-play games with friends. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. The link will be down below in the description of the video. All right, we got a game against George from the Logs clan. So if you've got Log, you're gonna need multiple of them to finish off our Skeleton Barrel and Goblin Barrel. So I'm gonna rush right through and see what our opponent can do. Executioner is not a card that I like to see. Typically in the later stages of the game, I get destroyed by it. So I need to find a lot of damage early on. And I also might need to apply opposite lane aggression. Even if I'm not trying to take the other tower, a lot of times if you go same lane as someone that's got a graveyard deck, you're just gonna lose. You gotta make sure that you're doing dual lane pressure at all points. So I'm gonna go in for the Skeleton Army on the other side and keep our opponent's elixir low so then we can go in for a Goblin Barrel aggressively as well. I think that the Skeleton Army and the Valkyrie can put some work in against the Mega Knight, but what is this mid-ladder sorcery, man? You've got Executioner Tornado with also like a Mega Knight. All right, I would love to activate King Tower, but that's quite honestly not in the plans for us. I did not have the right card cycle for it. Wait, is the Inferno Tower able to sublimely shut down everything? I think if I log that back, the Hog Rider can't break through. Yes, let's go. That was a Mega Knight and Hog Rider completely countered by Inferno Tower and Log. And I love how the guy flexes the Ultimate Champion logo after he makes that play too. He's like, guys, trust me, I'm still a good player. All right, man, I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Barrel here. And when you go Executioner, I'll Fireball it so then we can still get some extra damage. I want to be able to disrupt the Executioner's attacks and then the Skeletons will be able to target the tower. And that's the reason I did that. So if you go in for the Fireball, you're able to get some damage on the tower, 274. And then also the Executioner just won't do as much. I can get a Skeleton Army down here. So if you guys noticed that, the really important thing to do is make sure that the Executioner was targeting on top of the Valkyrie. So then the splash damage didn't hit my Skeletons. Also, we could activate King Tower with this Electro Dragon too. So I'm going to go in for a Log, and then I'm going to go in for the Dark Goblin here. So then the Electro Dragon hits my tower, and then activates King Tower. Super important stuff if the opponent is going to build up big pushes. But at the same time, I did dedicate a lot of elixir there. And he's going to go and take the opportunity going for a Hog Rider. So, I don't know. Maybe that King Tower activation was risking a little bit too much. Anyway, this is one of those matchups that I said time and time again that I won't necessarily be able to break through in the later stages of the game because he's got so much splash damage. So I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Barrel on the other side just so we can stop him from building up a huge push with like an Executioner and a Mega Knight. So notice how he had to drop 3 elixir with that Tornado. That's not something that he wanted to do, but it is something that he had to do. I'm going to Inferno Tower here, and I'm going to go in for the Goblin Barrel as well. Very interesting Electro Dragon, man. Emphasis on the int. That literally inted harder than any League of Legends teammate that you guys could ever have. We're going to log on top of that, go in for the Skeleton Barrel, and then try to follow through with the Dark Goblin whenever our opponent goes in for like another Dragon or something. I'm going to Fireball again on the Executioner, as I said before. Just want to disrupt the Executioner so we can knock it back, not be in alignment with the Skeleton Barrel, and I'm going to set up another Inferno Tower. One thing that you guys can do is you can also set up a Valkyrie as well and then cycle back to another one. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go for the Valkyrie here so we stop the Mega Knight from jumping. Whoa, look at that. That was insanely valuable. The Inferno Tower is clutching up. So if you guys are annoyed by mid-ladder strategies and you're running log bait with Skeleton Barrel and Goblin Barrel, you're probably going to lose every time if you're not running Fireball and you're running Princess instead. But this fireball allowed us to outplay Mega Knight, Executioner, Tornado, and a ton of ridiculous splash damage. Even though our opponent had the Mega Knight, we were the only one jumping all over his towers with goblins and skeletons. All right, so we got a game against Mr. Agent. He's just gonna give me some love, so we gotta go and give him some reciprocation. I'm gonna follow up with the skeleton barrel and see what's up. So we wanna give a lot of love to those towers, especially. If I can get some damage early on, that's how this deck functions. In the later stages of the game, it kind of becomes trash if you don't get damage early and your opponent has a lot of splash damage. As I said before, we're gonna be spamming fast and furious. So our opponent's going to have Barbarian Barrel and Lumberjack. I'm expecting it to probably be either a Lumberjack Balloon deck or a Golem deck. Don't know which one yet, but we'll figure it out soon. Okay, so it's going to be Golem after we see Elite Barbarians. So I want to go in for a Skeleton Army on defense. So I'm going to try to use my Goblin Barrel here so he uses his Tornado on that, so he has nothing for the Skeleton Army. Please use your Tornado on it. Let's go. I knew he's going to have Tornado in the deck because all Golem decks with Lumberjack will have that and Bar Barrel, typically. I'm going to go in for a Dark Goblin to try to snipe the Phoenix. And the Phoenix is going to get knocked back by the Skeleton Barrel popping. And we're able to kill the majority of the Lumberjack too. This is beautiful, baby. Please, bird, die. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't kill my Dark Goblin. Okay. That was too good to be true. If the Dark Goblin just got one little shot on top of the Phoenix, I was able to log and finish it off. And even level 13 Phoenix is ridiculously overpowered. So I can go in for a Goblin Barrel off to the side, but it's not going to do too much for us. Obviously, if he goes in for an Elixir Collector, we need to Fireball that so we can minimize his Elixir advantage. Also, in the version that doesn't have Fireball, if you have Princess, you can't really kill Elixir Collectors. So if you play against 3 Musketeer decks, it can be very troublesome and problematic. But especially if you play against Golem decks, when they build up a huge push and they're up a ton of Elixir, it's pretty much unstoppable for you. So we're going to go in for a Goblin Barrel here. He just ignores it, of course. So I have to gear up for a very good defense. I'm going to drop my Inferno Tower at the last possible second so that it doesn't decay too much HP. And we'll see what we can do. Definitely need to go in for Dark Goblin off to the side so he can't Tornado it into the Inferno Tower and then use an Electro Dragon in the middle. Okay, that's exactly what he's trying to do. That's awesome. I'm going to go for a Skeleton Barrel here, so when it pops, it's going to be able to disturb any spam that he decides to do, and maybe even kill the Electro Dragon. Yo! That was awesome! That was so cool. I knew that would work because I play his deck. I know how to counter it, and I know what I wouldn't want to see, so then I do that exactly to him. That Electro Dragon literally got knocked back by the Skeleton Barrel death damage, and then the Dark Goblin had barely enough time to finish it off. That was insanely fortunate for us. Also, since he doesn't have arrows, I can drop my Dark Goblin in the middle and just know that I'm going to pop off, and there's nothing he can do about it. I'm going to Skeleton Barrel very vigorously and aggressively right now, and we'll see if we can get some glorious Fireball value. If I can hit the Elite Barbarians here too, that would be amazing. If I can kill the E-Drag and hit the Elite Barbarians, and that's exactly what happened. Yo, his tower is getting shredded. That's exactly what we need to see, baby. He's barely done any damage. Was it only Tornado damage so far? Is that all he did to my tower? If you guys hate playing against Golem, I'm sure you guys are going to start picking up this deck. It dominates them. Even when he's got the bird, he couldn't do anything to stop us. And he's giving us some love. Maybe he knows me. Maybe he plays the deck because of me. I don't know. This is one of my favorite decks in the game that he's playing. And fortunately, we were actually able to beat it today. All right, so getting into this one, let's get intimate with Mr. Intimacy Clan. I'm going to go for that Skeleton Barrel and give him a warm handshake. Give me that damage, dude. I want to Fireball on you, too. Give you a very cordial greeting. Oh, this is bad. He's going to activate King Tower. That's so bad for me. However, we can go for a Dark Goblin and take advantage of the opportunity and then log on top of the Dark Prince, so then it doesn't get a charge, and we demolish its shield. So we're up 400 damage, we're down Elixir, and we also have our opponent with the King Tower activation. But I don't care. We're going to try our hardest, and we'll see if we can come back. You guys know the deal. Typically, whenever you see Tornado, it's going to be paired with a Barbarian Barrel too. So I think with double small spells and a King Tower activation for our opponent, this could be traumatizing. Yeah, he's got Bar Barrel too. Yeah, it's kind of what we thought. I'm going to go for a Skeleton Barrel, and we are able to outcycle his Tornado, fortunately for us. So we'll see what he decides to do on defense. Probably like a Bomber or something if I had to guess. Maybe a Spirit if he's got it in the deck. So he's going to go for Archer Queen. Oh, wait. Did we just kite that to the other side? That's incredible. Now I can easily kill it with the Skeleton Army. Let's go, guys. Unless he goes in for some crazy sorcery and decides to go in for like a Barbarian Barrel or a Log or something that I wasn't expecting, right? No, we're chilling. That's a very dead queen. And the best thing about Dark Goblin whenever you're playing against Electro Giant is they don't have cards that are cheap. So they're dropping like 4 Elixir cost cards into that. And then, because I still have the Inferno Tower, I can just log, and then I'm pretty sure the Dark Prince dies without any damage on my tower unless I'm super unlucky. Hey, let's go. And that's why we love playing aggressive with Dark Goblins at the river when we still have a remnant of the Inferno Tower alive. You get a lot of value from it. I don't think the Dark Prince is back in cycle, so... Oh, wait, you've got Zappies? I guess you're really scared of people running the Phoenix. That makes sense. Just want to burn her down with electricity. We can go in for a Skeleton Barrel on the other side if we really want to. I think that's going to be our best bet just because, you know, the Tombstone won't be able to pull that. And unfortunately, the skeletons are going to be blocking our pathway for the Dark Goblin for a while. I'm going to cycle a Valkyrie early so I can get back to another one. I'm always trying to go opposite lane to my opponent so he can't build up a big push and defend what we're dropping. So I think we can go for an Inferno Tower relatively early, get him to lightning that, and get back to another one maybe. I can also log and then go in for a Goblin Barrel and then Dark Goblin afterward. I think that's more than enough to kill the annoying Electro Giant. Like, Electro Giant got so much worse after the nerf. Yo, the Dark Goblin's going to be able to kill the Dark Prince too. What the heck? Even though he activated King Tower, I think we're winning this game right now. The Dark Goblin locked onto the tower for one hit. That wasn't that much damage, but it was still something enough to cause our opponent a little grimace. He wasn't happy about that for sure. Okay, so with the Archer Queen coming down, I think that the Skeleton Barrel is definitely forfeit. But if I log and I Fireball, the Queen is dead, and he hasn't even been able to get the ability off. So we'll see what we can do. I think we want to Fireball on it as soon as he clicks the ability. He doesn't want to click the ability. That's also understandable. No, we're just going to let it roll, I guess. I'm the Skeleton Barrel on the other side. I think the Dark Goblin is able to finish it off and pick it apart quite quickly. I can go in for another Valkyrie here, and then I was hoping that we could pull the Electro Giant far enough away that the Dark Goblin doesn't die. I don't want the Dark Goblin to hit itself. I'm even going to log to keep the Dark Goblin alive. That is so memey. Yo, that Dark Goblin didn't die. It's alive at literally 0 HP. There's nothing that can stop it. If that locks onto the tower, that'd be incredible, but it's piecing apart the Electro Giant. I'm going to go in for the Goblins, and I'm going to go for the Skeletons, and he wasn't able to hit everything at once. This is way too much fun. I hope he goes in for an Archer Queen. Okay, he didn't drop the Archer Queen on the side that I wanted him to. I'm going to go for a Valkyrie here. If he goes in for the Queen ability and then Tornadoes, that's kind of the best he can do, but it's still not, like, I don't know. It's still not, like, everything that he wants in life. He needs way more damage than that, and he's still getting damage in the side that, you know, the opposite lane of where we're going. He needs to go same side so we can defend our push and then build up a big push. But that Dark Prince, you can't plop an Electro Giant down because you need to go in the left-hand side. That's where you have all your damage. This is so bad for him. He can't even kill the Dark Goblin. My goodness, this deck is broken right now on offense for us. If I can get one more Fireball on top of the Archer Queen, we can log twice or have the Skeleton Barrel pop, and he thinks it would survive most likely. This is going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to go in for this. I'm going to get a Valkyrie up top so he can't lightning on that, and the Dark Prince isn't going to lock onto the Inferno Tower. We can go in for a log, and then we can go in for a Goblin Barrel again, and then he's clicking the Archer Queen ability and pre-Bard Barreling. But, like, for what cost? You have nothing left over, my dude. And that's all she wrote. With 36 seconds, all I got to do is bop him with a log, and he's kind of baited, you know? It's log bait for a reason. Finishing with a log, it feels so fitting. Despite our opponent having Barbarian Barrel and Tornado and amazing mechanics to activate King Tower against our Skeleton Barrel at the start, taking no damage, our deck is still capable of destroying the best Electro Giant players and bouncing back. All right, let's keep it up. This guy is not cycling anything at the start, so we got to bring him down. I want to make him frown with the Skeleton Army and get him to drop stuff that he's not supposed to. Okay, this is kind of bad for me. I'm just going to Valk here, minimize the amount of damage that he gets, and not feel terrible about it, but not feel great. Wait, my Skeleton Army on offense just did 600 damage. I don't know how that worked, but I'll take it. Okay, he's going to have arrows with Minion Horde. This is very scary for me. I kind of have to go in for a Goblin Barrel here if I have any hope of kiting some of the minions to the other side. Okay, Goblins. Green light, go! Those are the type of plays that you have to do with this deck when you want to be creative on defense. Using the Skeleton Barrel and also the Goblin Barrel on defense, it's not that bad if you need to. Like the Goblin Barrel against bandits, it's a pretty good strategy. Okay, he's not going to expect the Skeleton Army, right? That's a wizard. That's a Harry Potter. This man's straight out of Hogwarts with his tricks. That was a good counter. I don't want to go in for a Fireball because if I use a unit like a Valkyrie, it will give me counter push. If I Fireball, the wizard will stay alive and then he'll drop something in front of it and then maybe I'll open myself up for a loss. And I don't like that. I like winning my games, guys. So a lot of people, number one mistake in Clash Royale is not defending with units. You got to defend with units. If you want to win more games, don't just Fireball towers for no reason. Okay, I don't love this. I think by Dark Goblin on the other side, we can get him to go in for something that he's not supposed to. We'll have to wait and see. Yep, that's pretty good for us. I think we can Fireball this and then go in for the Skeleton Army because he just uses arrows. I don't think that's good. No, that's going to hit my tower. Oh, no. Guys, I thought I had more elixir than I did. Yo, he's copying my strategy. The Goblin Barrel's in the middle. I'm telling you guys, the strats, the plays. I think mine was a little bit better, but that's also me being biased probably. But that's Giant Skeleton just ruined this. This is bad for me. This is really, really sketchy. At least I know that he has Goblin Barrel now, so I'm going to save my log. I'm not going to go in for any crazy plays or any ridiculous shenanigans. I'd love to see the Valkyrie tank for the wizard and then give us some extra value, but yeah, the Skeletons are definitely dead. If I could have like expedited a Valkyrie push, that would have been pretty nice. I think I want to go in for nothing. I can't go in for anything. I just have to eat the Hog Rider damage. If he's got freeze, I'm screwed, by the way. I'm going to go for a Goblin Barrel here in the back, and then I want to Fireball on the Minion Horde. Arrows is. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't expect you would do that. All right, we can Skeleton Barrel here. Are you going to go for a Minion Horde soon, or are you just going to let the bomb? Okay, the bomb is... I was going to explode my skeleton barrel regardless. This is interesting. Oh my gosh, the Dark Goblin isn't going to die? It's going to stay alive? Dark Goblin, the MVP? Let's go. That's so much value. And we get him to go for barbs at the river right into a Valkyrie that I cycled in the back. There's no shot that that's the play for him. I'm going to fireball here. I think I can go in for a log aggressively. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I have Skeleton Army for the Goblin Barrel, so hopefully he plays poorly. Please, please mess up and go in for a Goblin Barrel right into a Skeleton Army and not have arrows in cycle. I don't think he's bad enough to do that. I mean, these people that we're playing against are all good at this game. So we're going to try it. I don't know. Is he going to arrows? Yeah, that's exactly what we thought. So I have to fireball this back and I might lose. Guys, I really messed up and I deserve to lose this game. Please don't let me lose, though. All right. Let's talk about this before handing me a fat L after I messed up. All right. All right, so the goblins are on the tower. That might be enough power for me to win. Not enough damage. Not enough damage. I repeat, that was pretty bad for me. I'm going to have to go for a Valkyrie here so we can soak up the damage. I need the Dark Goblin to put in enough work. This is not working, though. Oh, my gosh. Jeez, dude. I got to go, like, in front of the tower here because you're going to go for a Hog Rider. That was a really easy prediction. I'm going to Fireball here so we can kill everything and then hopefully finish off the Wizard without it locking onto my tower for 1,000,000 damage. Okay, cool. Still 1,000,000 damage. He had Rocket! No, he was trolling me the entire time! Right when I was about to win at the end, he rocketed me. Wow, this man was playing with his food and I didn't even know he was playing with me. That was a ridiculous deck from our opponent. He got so much damage with that giant skeleton at the start, which definitely cost me the game. You know what? You can't win them all. We'll bounce on next one. All right, so jumping into the action. First things first, our opponent isn't cycling anything at all, so it's kind of bad for me if I don't go for the log. Typically, this deck that we're playing gets really bad in the later stages of the game because we don't have Rocket. And when our opponent's down Elixir and single Elixir, since we have double win conditions, we have double the damage potential. So I'm going to go for a Valkyrie here. He's going to go and pull that with a Fisher Boy, and then we can go in for a Goblin Barrel off to the side. And the reason that we have Fireball in this deck is because of that nasty Mother Witch. If Mother Witch wasn't an available card, I'm pretty sure Princess over the Fireball would be priority every single time. But if you're going to have Princess and you're not going to have a way of killing your opponent's Mother Witches, you're automatically going to lose, especially at mid-ladder, where everyone has witches, wizards, and Mother Witches. So that Fireball comes in clutch. I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Barrel to kite the bird to the other side so I don't have to respond to that. And, okay, I guess I'm just going to Fireball on that, and we're going to be fine. I think the Skeletons lock onto the tower, and then you're not going to be able to have a good response. Let's go! We killed the Electro Spirit, too! See, Fireball is coming in super handy right now. Maybe I can go in for a Dark Goblin to finish off the bird so it doesn't do any damage. Right now, he's barely done anything to me. I guess it's just Spell Cycle on my tower, and that's it. I can go for a Valkyrie here, and we'll see what he decides to do. If he goes in for a Fisherman again to go and pull the Valkyrie, that's fine, because the Dark Goblin's going to stay alive. Wait, do we kill the Fisherman? We're going to bait out a bird, and we might even get a Valkyrie swing on the tower? Oh, come on. Let's go. That's so fun to do. And the best thing is, we're not even, like, close to finished yet with the aggression. As I said before, this deck is really good when your opponent goes in for Mother Witch to go and protect against the Skeleton Barrel. You just Fireball on it every time, and then they have to spend extra Elixir. The Phoenix Bird will die to the tower, fortunately for us. I'm so happy that it got a small nerf instead of being completely overpowered. It's still broken and unfair and the best card in the game, but it at least dies to towers now if it falls apart on your side of the map. Maybe we can go for a Dark Goblin here. I think he'll probably go in for a Fisherman. I don't know if he's back to it. I'm just going to go Dark Goblin and try to cheese my way to get damage. Usually this is a very bad strategy, especially if they have fast fingers like that guy. He was able to use Skeletons and fully counter the Dark Goblin for a +2 Elixir trade, so very good player. I think the Valkyrie is still going to be able to kill the Fisherman. I think the Fisherman locks tower and pulls itself right into the Valkyrie. Oh, never mind. Huh. That's not that bad for me because I can go in for a Fireball here on top of the bird, the Royal Giant, and then also the Mother Witch. And then I'm pretty sure that everything dies to the Inferno Tower. Wow, that Inferno Tower placement was so good. It melted the bird, and I can go in for a log here as well just to fairly finish it off a little bit faster. Okay, I might be able to go Dark Goblin in the back and then go for another Goblin Barrel and then cycle back to multiple Goblin Barrels before he's ready. That's kind of the game plan right now. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, he missed a log. That's so clean. I think he's going to go Mother Witch on top of this, so I want to go for a Valkyrie. And I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Barrel. If he goes in for Mother Witch right now, because that should be his only card, we're going to Fireball it again. And yeah, he's going to drop it in the back because he's freaking out. I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Army here. I'm going to Fireball here. I'm going to get him to go in for a log so then we can go in for a Goblin Barrel. He has to log this Dark Goblin. He has to log this Dark Goblin. What is he doing? Dude, that Dark Goblin is putting in so much work. It didn't even die. Are you kidding me right now? This is ridiculous. I can log, and I think I'm able to kill the Mother Witch, but I think the Phoenix is going to respawn. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Can't have everything work for you. I'm going to go in for another Skeleton Barrel, and I'm going to go Goblin Barrel again in front. We'll see if he messes up and drops it a little bit later because I dropped it off to the side. Okay. Yeah, no, he didn't mess it up this time, unfortunately. I need to go in for a Valkyrie here. I need to be able to kill everything that's spawning. And I'm also going to go in for an Inferno Tower. Fortunately, Inferno Tower is just such a clutch card. I am going to log so we can kill this a little bit faster. I think the Phoenix will respawn. No, it didn't. What the heck? How did that work out for me? Okay, I'm going to eat the damage, and I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Barrel, and I'm going to Fireball on top of the bird or whatever else he decides to drop here. If we can hit the Electro Spirit, then the Skeletons might lock. Aw. It didn't work out. All right, I'm going to go in for Goblin Barrel off to the side because he missed it last time. This game is actually coming down to the wire, just simply because he has a fast cycle. It's a little bit annoying that he's going to be able to keep up with this with that Electro Spirit and Skeleton cycle. So I can go in for another Dark Goblin here so that I can go and snipe the Fisherman because it's going to go and lock onto the Valkyrie. And then we can go in for a Skeleton Barrel again and then Fireball on top of the Mother Witch as per usual. I just don't want to deal with that card right now. If the Dark Goblin dies, we would be screwed. I'm going to go in for a log, and then I'm going to go in for a Goblin Barrel. We're going to try to cycle back pretty quickly. I'm going to get another Dark Goblin down. Remember, he's got Lightning, so it doesn't work so well in the later stages of the game against us, especially if we can get a Skeleton Army down here and then maybe protect. I'm going to Fireball twice, and I should walk with a win. So let's see if we can do it, guys. I really need this to work out. Actually, I need to go in for a Valkyrie, and then go in for the log, and then try to cycle back. So I'm going to try to go for the log so the Royal Giant targets onto that. And then I'm going to Skeleton Army again, and I'm going to Fireball. I think Fireball barely does enough at 274. We are going to knock the door and slam it in his face. GG and well played, man. Even when you've got the disgusting Bird and Mother Witch, and we're running a log bait deck, we can still win. After that match, I'm sure you guys can see why we fired the Princess and replaced her with a Fireball. Without Fireball in that matchup, I would have 100% lost that. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.